Chenla, the rise of the mountain kings. When the great maritime empire of Funan faded into the shadows, a new force emerged from the inland valleys and forested highlands of mainland Southeast Asia. This was the kingdom of Chenla, known in ancient Chinese records as Chenla, but in truth it was not a single kingdom. It was a civilization in transformation. From seafarers to temple builders, from traders to conquerors of the land, the Khmer was stepping into a new era. The heart of Chenla was not along the sea. It was hidden in the deep interior of what is now central and northern Cambodia and possibly southern Laos. Historians believe Chenla emerged from a Khmer principality that had once been ruled by Funan, but it was growing stronger, more ambitious, and spiritually connected to the mountains and the gods. The founding kings, Bhavavarman I and Mahendravarman. By the early 6th century, a powerful figure rose from the forests, Bhavavarman I, a warrior king and devout follower of Shaivism, the worship of the god Shiva. Bhavavarman began conquering neighboring regions and may have married into the Funan royal family, giving him both political legitimacy and the ambition to dominate Southeast Asia. His successor, Mahendravarman, continued this vision, expanding Chenla's influence into parts of modern-day Laos, Thailand, and southern Vietnam. Temples were built of stone, not wood. Inscriptions were carved in Sanskrit and early Khmer, and the legacy of Indian religion began to merge with native Khmer beliefs. The rise of temple civilization. Sambor Prey Kuk, once known as Ishanapura, was the capital of Chenla during its peak. Here, temples were arranged in geometric harmony with the stars. Each tower was a cosmic center, a symbolic mountain to house the divine. The kings of Chenla did not see themselves merely as rulers. They were Devaraja, god kings, chosen by the gods and linked to the universe. This idea of divine kingship would become the spiritual foundation of the later Angkor Empire. Division of the kingdom, but Chenla's unity was fragile. By the 8th century, the kingdom had split into two parts: Land Chenla, Chenla of the mountains, based in the northern highlands and interior plateaus; Water Chenla, Chenla of the waters, centered around the Mekong Delta, where the influence of Funan once reigned. This division was likely due to internal rivalries, regional leaders gaining independence, or environmental pressures. As Chenla fractured, it became vulnerable to outside threats, especially Javanese naval forces from the Indonesian archipelago. Invasion from the sea. Chinese records speak of attacks from the south, where the kingdom of Java, possibly Srivijaya, invaded Water Chenla. For a time, foreign influence returned to the region. Local rulers were replaced or controlled by foreign powers. The spiritual flame of Chenla began to flicker, but from the hills of Kulent, a new leader was rising, one who would unite the Khmer and establish an empire that would reshape Southeast Asia for centuries. The legacy of Chenla. Though Chenla never reached the fame of Angkor, it was the bridge between worlds, between maritime trade and mountain devotion, between Indian influence and Khmer identity, between the fading glory of Funan and the sunrise of Angkor. Its kings laid the spiritual and political foundations of what was to come. Temples, roads, inscriptions, royal lineages, all were passed down to the builders of Angkor. The land had been prepared, the gods had been invoked, and now a young prince named Jayavarman II would declare independence, crown himself a universal monarch, and begin the greatest chapter of the Khmer Empire. This was Chenla, not an empire of the sea, but an empire of the soul.